Kui were in the West. They were together with Daystan. Whoever won that matchup against Daystan Kivuli, they were to face Kui in the quarterfinals. Matchup in the quarterfinals is going to be an interesting game to see, because they are two both strong teams, and we expect it's a 3-game series, so we are going to have the winner is going to be declared in the third game. So it's going to be an exciting matchup between the two, and we'll see. I cannot predict who's going to win, because now we're somewhere that no one wants to leave. No one wants to be knocked out early. Everyone wants that title. Everyone is
Yeah.
fighting for that title.
Yeah, true. I mean, everyone has to, every team right now has to show who the authority is right now, because you can see Kivuli is trying to show its authority to Kwe. Kwe are, looking at them, we are the governors here. So, I mean, that matchup between Kivuli and Kwe, I mean, that's it's gonna be a dogfight all through. And the intensity that Kwe brings. Kivuli, there's tacticals, there's skills, their overall basketball IQ. They're gonna bring it to the table. Everything is gonna be on all the line. Everything is on all the line. One team has to go, and no one's gonna bow down for the other to succeed. So, I mean, that's the situation with the playoffs. So, what's up, man? What do you think about that
Check
matchup?
Kivuli and Quay. Oh, okay. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to decide who's going to win. I cannot predict, because these are two great teams. They performed exemplary well in the regular season. They were both top seed. But remember, Koi lost some of their players who went to the United States. So Kivuli is going to be stronger, according to me, because Koi lost some of their players. So I don't know how it's going to be for them. So, but I cannot rule them out, because they are a strong side to face. What I can say is that I just I just can wait and see. I'm waiting to see how it's going to go. But looking at another team that is surprising people in the playoffs, these are the Dagoretti High School, who who don't have that experience, so much experience as the other uh, players in the league, but they have that athleticism in them. They have that eagerness to win. They even turned up with their fans. So this team facing Multimedia, it's going to be a hard matchup. Uh, at the same time, Multimedia, remember they this season, they as we said last week, they recruited, they have the rookie, they have Jerry, they have Yaba James. So they are looking pretty strong. Remember, they are still they won the preseason tournament. So I don't do you think how do you see that match, in the Rito?
Dagriti High School versus the Wilders. Okay. The way I saw Dagriti High School, exploit matchups. Like they're able to know the rotation of they're able to see and able to pick up on defensive exploits of the other team. If guys don't switch, if guys don't defend, they notice a weak defender, they cash in on that, and also in the transition. If you see that game from close range, okay, I know we're looking at the highlights, but if you saw that game through and through, you can see like they were able to beat St. Paul's University through transition. Their points were just transition points, steals. They're able to get key steals in that game. They're able to exploit like guys who were not keen on defense. It's not like SPU didn't know how to play well. It's just that their rotations weren't matching up with the rotations of Dagoretti High School, because this brand of basketball right now, it's about matchups. It's about matching up with the other players. So if you're not able to match up well with the other team, most likely they're gonna lose that game. So but I'll still give the nod to MMU because I feel like they have the tools, they have the ingredients to stop Dagoretti High School, but I expect Dagoretti High
but
School to throw their best punch. I expect them to do that.
remember, St. Paul University have they have Marvin, they have Kolo,
Yeah,
they have this strong center Marvin there, but you have this young point guard Semende. That he was playing a different style of basketball. He was very confident, driving through the defense and uh, scoring points. I think he had the highest point that the first matchup against St. Paul, and he's the captain. He's pretty confident about this year because they've been in this league for some time, and he's very confident. At the same time, we have experienced people from multimedia. We have Brian. We have Hamza. So this is a matchup that you cannot predict who's going to win. Wishing all the teams the best, but you cannot predict who's going to win because it's the quarters. It's the quarters, and we expect every team to bring up their A game. And they have already played the round of 16. They have already proven that they deserve a place in the quarters. So it's up to these teams now to come and prove they need to be in the semis now. But I see Dagoretti High School and Multimedia going to that game. We 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 will not know who is going to be in the semi-final until we see that game. That's what I'm seeing this weekend, as well as Kivuli and Koi. But I don't know what Multimedia will do because these boys on the transition, they are moving very fast. They're hitting you on the transition and getting the points. And whatever happened to St. Paul, I don't say it will happen to another team, but they people need to watch out for Dagoretti High School.
but also Eric. I mean, Multimedia University finished off. I don't want to use the whole exceeding, but they finished top. They finished number two, and Dagoretti number three in the East. So, but I'll give the edge to the Wilders. For me, I'll pick the Wilders, and I'm not picking them just because of picking them. I'm picking them because I feel like they have the ingredients to stop those runs by Samanda. Like their point guard. I mean, if they don't have an answer for Brian, if they don't have an answer for Tim inside, if they don't have an answer for Leo inside, if they don't have an answer for Hamza from the perimeter, if they don't have an answer for all those guys, and also Jerry, if they don't have an answer for him closing out from the three or driving inside, slashing, if they don't have an answer for those guys, I'm not sure if they can handle it. But I'm not saying that Dagoretti High School is not going to pull up a fight. All I'm saying is if they don't have an answer for those guys, because I'm okay. They made quick work of SPU, right? But the way they looked in that game too, SPU, went in back and regrouped. It was a very close game. The first game, it was like an upset. Bam! SPU just got blindsided real quick. But if you look at the next game, it was a pretty close game. So that means goes to show you that if MMU don't have a flaky start, if they don't have a flaky start and be consistent the way they have been, more than likely they can be able to steal both games or they can split it with Dagoretti High School. But I feel like I'll give the edge to the Wilders, but I'm not discrediting Dagoretti High School because I know they've got athletic swingmen inside there. But I mean, experience MMU got it. They just know what to do. They know what to do. They know how to stop them. I trust their coach, their coaching staff. They know what they're doing. So I'm gonna just give the nod to those guys. They have to go all in. That's just me.
So we'll just have to wait and see. Uh, this weekend, guys, we need to catch up with the quarterfinals, and it's going to be pretty exciting to witness whatever will happen after the next weekend, because it's a 3-day series, a 3-game series. So let's wait and see. You mentioned All Stars and Technical
TU,
University.
TUK. I mean,
Yeah,
it was an upset. TUK upset All Stars in game one, and the All Stars had to respond, and that they responded. They beat TUK from pillar to post in the second game. I mean, it was a thorough shellacking from pillar to post.